Football fans have been looking forward to this event for a long time. There were many doubts that the European Championship may not take place in 2021. But fortunately, the long-awaited international competition will happen, and it will be an official starting point of where the fans will return to the European stadiums. That's why it's time to talk about those who can win the tournament. We analyzed the current lineups of the strongest national teams of the old world and compiled the top 5 favorites of the upcoming European Championship. These teams have the greatest chance of winning the tournament. But before we start, try to answer correctly to our question for this video. Which player scored the 400th anniversary goal in the history of this tournament? Leave your answer down below in the comments. England. The new generation of players for the Three Lions has been developing for a long time, and it seems that now, when all the English stars have come to their peak, it is time for them to attain some big wins. Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, Jadon Sancho, Alexander-Arnold, Marcus Rashford, Mason Mount, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish, all these players are the leaders of their teams. Almost every one of them has a succession of great seasons behind their back. At the 2018 World Cup in Russia, the England team proved that it's capable of a lot by reaching the semi-finals. Responsible for the attack of the Three Lions will be Harry Kane. He's in a great shape right now. The Tottenham captain became the league's top scorer and also the leader with the most combined goals and assists with 37 points. Mason Mount with his Chelsea team won the Champions League, and Mason's role in Chelsea's success has been invaluable. Marcus Rashford carried Man U to the silver medals of EPL, while Phil Foden won the EPL and reached Champions League final after playing 50 matches for Man City at a high level. Having such a successful and hungry for victories team of players, Southgate simply has no right to fail, as evident by the odds that bookmakers place on England. They are one of the few favorites to win the European Championship. Belgium. Another national team whose generation of football players came to the peak of their conditions just in time for the upcoming championship. These guys have long formed their core group of players, and it consists of stars of the first magnitude of football players. Roberto Martinez has been working with Belgium since 2016, and since then he has managed to achieve considerable success with the Belgian side. In the last World Cup held in Russia, Belgians managed to take the bronze medals, and in the European qualifiers for the upcoming Euro, Belgians confidently qualified without losing any games in 10 matches. First and foremost, the amazing form of Belgian leaders is the primary reason for the possible upcoming success of the team during Euros. Kevin De Bruyne is tearing apart the EPL with Manchester City winning the league. Thibaut Courtois is still carrying Madrid no matter how bad things are going domestically in the Spanish league for Real. Romelu Lukaku spent an incredible season at Inter Milan. His team managed to take Scudetto from Juventus for the first time in many years. It's unknown in what form Eden Hazard will be at the Euros, but one way or another it's too early to write him off as a has-been star player. France. Didier Deschamps' side, as always, will be considered favorites of the tournament. French are the reigning champions of the World Cup, and they still have everything they need to be able to win the tournament. The only reason why the path of Deschamps' team to the Euro finals may not be as easy as the rest is the group they were drawn into. The France national team in Euro 2020 will play against Germany, Portugal and Hungary. With this composition of teams in the Group F can be safely called the Group of Death. To win the tournament, the French will need their maximum focus. After all, they won't have any weak opponents. With the team of players Deschamps has, they should be able to beat anyone. Clearly, one of the main heroes of the 2018 World Cup hasn't gotten any worse in the last 2 years. The most expensive player on the planet right now, Kylian Mbappe. Another player who had a decent season at his club was Paul Pogba. As always, charged and restless motor Kante. And of course, we can't forget about the return of Karim Benzema, who will play in a national team's jersey for the first time since 2015. Deschamps wasn't able to ignore the brilliant game of the 33-year-old striker from Madrid in the last season, and decided to squash the situation with the suspension of Benzema for the blackmail scandal with Valbuena. Benzema is undoubtedly charged to prove to everyone his superiority over Giroud at the forefront of the attack. Portugal. The past winner of the European Championship, Portugal, took the title in France in 2016, rather contrary to logic, because back then they didn't have that many players that stood out. players such as Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, and Ruben Dias. But most importantly, the leader of the team, Cristiano Ronaldo, is still in the ranks and is ready to give it his best in the last European Championship for him. Yes, he's already 36 years old, but CR7 is still very much lethal. Additionally, the Portuguese team has perfectly prepared its strongest generation in recent years for an important tournament. 5 wins, 1 defeat and 2 draws is a pretty good result with which they were able to qualify for the Euros. And from the moment of the qualifiers to the start of the tournament, more time has passed than usual due to the pandemic, and many leaders of the Portuguese team managed to get in excellent shape. Germany. The 3-time champions of Europe have to be favorites of the tournament no matter what. Meanwhile, a crucial moment is happening for the current national team of Germany. The coach Joachim Löw is carrying out his last big tournament at the helm of the German team. He has been coaching for the last 15 years. Obviously now more than ever the players want to do well and will do everything that they can to not let Löw down and say their final thanks to the coach. It's already known that the new head coach for the German national team will be Hans Flick, a coach that has been tearing apart Europe for the last 2 years with his previous team Bayern. And as for Joachim, it's still unknown what his plans for the future are. The Germans easily qualified for Euros by winning 7 out of their 8 games. Müller, Kimmich, Neuer and everyone else from Bayern performed well in the last season. Gundogan and Gosens proved to be excellent, as well as a whole group of players from Chelsea who managed to win the Champions League and stay in top form under the leadership of fellow countryman Thomas Tuchel. Probably one of the main problems for them now will be qualifying in a difficult group they were drawn in with the Portuguese and French teams. Friends, an interesting European Championship awaits us, which for some players will be the last one due to their age, but no matter what favorites we choose and what predictions we have made, everything can turn upside down. For example, if we recall Iceland and Wales, the teams that surprised us in 2016 Euros. After all, we often experience real emotions from sensations or underdogs doing well, or when our national team demonstrates great football and performs beyond their expected results. Drop your favorites in the comments below. It will be interesting to know the opinion of each one of you. Let's see who supports which team the most. And now, if possible, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and we wish you all the best for your teams. Bye bye!